The US presidential election is next week. Who are you voting for? Now, if you paused and thought for a quick second that said, Anthony, are you going to venture down a political blog post? And the answer is no. No, I'm not. And here's why. The outcome of this presidential election is not going to have an impact on my business, is not going to have an impact on my mentality, is not going to have an impact on the life I live at home. And let me tell you why. The biggest problem with the presidential election is people put so much value in, is it going to be a conservative? Will it be a liberal? Who's going to win? What are we going to lose? Are you taking away our rights? Let's be honest here for a second. The presidential election elects a figurehead that represents the free world. Yes, this is true. But in nearly 20 years of business, I've not had one president pick up the phone and call me and say, hey, Anthony, how's your business doing? Hey, Anthony, did you hit your sales quota this year? Hey, Anthony, how do you feel today? The truth and the reason I share those examples is how we approach this presidential election campaign is going to determine the mental approach we're going to have in fiscal year 2021. Yes, there's consequences to elections. Yes, rules, taxes, things will change. But you know what doesn't have to change? What goes on inside your brain. You know what doesn't have to change? How you approach your journey of sales, fitness, health, entrepreneurship, whatever that journey is for you. Because I promise you, whether it's a Democratic-led presidency or a Republican-led presidency, neither party is going to have an impact in your life, in your business, greater than you'll have yourself. I associate a presidential election much like a quota in an annual compensation plan or an annual sales plan. You see, every year I have to give out quota to the people who work with me on my team. Or every year that I've been in sales, and if I work for a company, I've had a quota given to me. Or if every year, let me rephrase that I've had a business or I've had a consulting, I've listed what my revenue goals and projections were. And every year, I've had to figure out how to navigate the conditions that will lie in the upcoming year. Who wins the presidential election is a condition. Who wins the presidential election is not an objection or an obstacle for you to be successful in 2021. So I'm taking a moment on this week's blog post to switch a little bit away from the sales and leadership training to really a mindset. Is Donald Trump or Joe Biden going to change your life in the future? If you have so much dependent on who wins the presidential election that you can't make your business, you can't make your sales, you can't make the income or lifestyle you want without that person in place, you have a bigger problem. Because I assure you, those two individuals aren't going to change what takes place in your business if you don't change. If you approach your business with so much desperation and so much need for help from a government, you're not going to make the growth in your business that you want. You control your destiny. The only thing that's going to change with this presidential election is the rules in which we play the game in. And the best business, the best entrepreneur, the best salesperson learns the rules and exploits them. That's it. Do not allow the presidential election to control fear, to control emotion, to control the entire mental state of your well-being. Another thing, don't allow the presidential election to separate friends and family, loved ones, customers. The beautiful thing about being in this country is we're all allowed to have our own opinion. Whether you like it or disagree with it, so be it. But it is okay to tell someone, I don't respect your opinion, but I respect you as a person. I don't agree with your opinion, but I respect you as a person. There's a generation of younger kids that are watching how adults are behaving during this presidential election. Now, back to the business at hand. 2 things you can do today that will help change your mental approach on this presidential election. Number 1, write down the worst case scenario for a Democratic-led presidency or a Republican-led presidency. What's the worst possible case scenario that can happen in your business? Write it out. Number 2, What can I do to change that worst case scenario? And once you write out the worst case scenario for whoever wins the presidency, and once you write out what you can do for that worst case scenario, you just started your fiscal year 21 business plan. Because I promise you this, or your calendar year 21 business plan, I promise you this. Those individuals shouldn't control your business. They're not going to control your business, and they're not going to make a phone call to see if you hit your sales quota this year or if you hit your revenue projections this year. Only you care about it. Only you are in control with it. And you have to take the step to say, hey, I'm not going to allow media, Main Street media, social media, friends, families to influence how I believe this presidential election will impact my life anymore. You're responsible for your own destiny. Take control of it. Don't give that control to someone else. I know this is a different blog this week, but it's something that's passionate and close to my heart. If you need help trying to navigate that mental approach to this new presidential election, or if you need help trying to figure out how am I going to hit my sales goal because things have changed so much with the COVID pandemic, do me a favor. Click the link in the blog, schedule some time on my calendar. I'd love to talk with you. I'm in a position right now where I'm accepting a few clients. Love to have a conversation with you. I'm Anthony Garcia. Do me a favor, subscribe to the blog, comment below. I'll see you on the next one.